Welcome back to Tears and Flowers. You are now inside the mind. I'll erase that anyway. Welcome back to Tears and Flowers. You are now inside the mind of a healing Muslima. It's your girl Zakia, and today I have a very emotional and just deep and reflective subject to talk about. Now, I said last week that I was going to do an episode on life after leaving a narcissistic relationship and just share some of the things and ways that I have just been working on and learned how to rebuild myself and just how to navigate all of the scary things that life can seem like after regaining your freedom. In the beginning, it feels like you're gaining your freedom, but the truth is, when you're dealing with the narcissist, it's not over until they say it's over. Okay, so just leaving the relationship is never the end. And it's almost like the beginning to a whole new chapter of narcissism and control and manipulation. And it goes so deep, and it impacts so many aspects of your life. Okay, so I was actually supposed to do this episode a couple of weeks ago, and because it's been heavy on my mind, is actually the one of the sparks behind me starting Tears and Flowers and me needing to be able to express these things and connect with other women and people that have gone through these things, because it's such an isolating situation and relationship that you feel completely alone and just like the world is against you, and that's just getting out of it and trying to figure out where to go from there. Okay, so when I was gonna do the episode a couple of weeks ago, I sat down and I was flipping through channels, I don't know, just absentmindedly, and I came across the Tina Turner story on HBO Max, I believe it is, and I knew it was gonna kind of trigger me, but at the same time, I just really felt compelled to watch it. And so I put my stuff up for the podcast and I was like, I'm gonna watch this episode. And then after I watch it, I will, record the episode. But child, by the time that movie was over, I had been such a hot mess. My eyes were swollen. I was crying. I had been triggered so many different times in so many different ways. It was just like, there's no way I can sit through an episode. And even with this one, I probably will cry a couple times because this is just a lot. And to give you a little bit more backstory, I just had my first custody hearing today with my abusive ex-narcissist spouse. Okay, so not only did I not just be able to leave that relationship and cut that out of my life, I have to continue to deal with this man for the rest of my life to a certain extent. And we have minor children, so now it's to a lot of extent. And it's traumatizing, to say the least. Okay, so while I was watching this Tina Turner biopic, okay, she got to this point where after she had left Ike and, she was trying to rebuild her life, her career, her self-worth, all of that stuff, right? And she said she started speaking on something that hit me so bad and so hard that I had to go back and rewind it and then keep pressing pause so that I can write down every word that she was saying. Because I realized at that point how many times I felt like that about myself, and how many times It's just crazy. So let me start off with this quote Miss Tina hit us with, okay? So she said, "Why can't someone see the beauty in the woman it is that I am? Not a goddamn person found it. I'm a girl from a cotton field that pulled myself above what was not taught to me. And I question myself and say, how can you say you deserve a well-to-do family when you are with this body, when you came from the cotton fields, when you come from the family that you came from, when you came from all of the destruction and the mistakes, and it was because I want more. Simply because I want more." And she went on to say, "I want a man without shame that says, I will not disappoint you. I am here for you, and it's all right. You know why? Because I will receive it when I have earned it." And y'all, when I tell you, after I listened to that, I had to pause the movie and just sit with myself and my tears for a while, because for so long I had been convinced that, you share things with someone, getting to know them, you share things about your past, your pain, your struggles, and you think that this is bonding you to that person, and they turn around and they use these same things against you, and they make you feel like, how can you be shit? Look what you come from. And, you might confide in them certain things about family members, and, the first thing they want to do is throw that up in your face as proof of why you ain't shit. And so that resonated with me so bad and so deeply that I just had to sit in that, and I couldn't even do the episode because I still feel that way sometimes to this day. And it's sad. I have been out of this relationship since 2017. Okay. The harassment hasn't stopped. The narcissism and control hasn't stopped. It's not as deep because he doesn't have the same access to me, but it hasn't stopped. And even with Tina Turner, after she left him and she tried to resurrect herself, everywhere she went, this man was mentioned as if there was no her without him. And it re-traumatized her each and every time. And I saw the look in her face when she would do an interview and they would ask her about him. And it cut me to my quick, because I feel like that every time someone questions whether or not I went through what I went through, I feel like that every time somebody sees the outward appearance that he gives and they don't see the other side, and so they're like, that could never happen, that could never be him. And so you end up not even being able to process the hurt and victim part of it, because it's like you don't exist essentially, and this person is so much bigger than you, and you still feel overshadowed by this dominating and toxic presence. And thank goodness she made it out of it, and Tina's my girl. So, and I plan on trying to do the same thing in my own life with just trying to rebuild myself. Because when somebody spends so much time and energy convincing you that you are nothing of what you thought you were, and you are everything that they define you as, it becomes really hard after you're out of the situation to remember who you are or who you were before then, and then try to figure out if it's even worth going back to that person or just trying to build something new. And I've tried to build something new with my healing, with with my tears and flowers and reaching out and talking to different sisters and hearing their stories and just, connecting with community, because the best thing a narcissist loves to do is to isolate you. There were times where I was thousands of miles away from any family members, surrounded by only people he knew, his circle, and I literally was in a prison because no one would help me. No one believed me. And by the time I got to the point to where I was defending myself and I was fighting back, it was, oh yeah, I told everyone she's crazy. And so no matter what I did, it was just, it's just an uphill battle, no matter what, after dealing with a narcissist, because they don't want to let go of that control. And they don't even have to want you. 9 times out of 10, they don't even want you. They love the chase. They love the manipulation. They love, just being able to be this total different person and have these different personas. And only certain people know these personas. You know what I'm saying? They become very adept at being different people around different environments. And that becomes even harder for the person that is the victim of that type of behavior, because everyone's looking at you like, no, not brother so-and-so, not sister so-and-so. Like, I know nothing but good things. And it's like, everything you see. But I came into my marriage very quickly after starting to practice. So my whole foundation was based off of this narcissistic worldview, and it was basically Islam was all about religion, but at home it was very different, very is actually the closest I've been to the river. Look at that. Look how strong that current is. SubhanAllah. Alhamdulillah. Beautiful.
Whoa!
I know, right?
Like randomly just out of nowhere, strong current. Sorry.
Lies easily. I've never
How do you expect the wave pool to be?
someone like me. And so I'm kind of afraid that narcissism is going to win again. And so you have these things, fears, and traumas on a regular basis, and you have children with this person. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go away, and it doesn't get any easier, because these people learn how to use community members. They learn how to utilize all kinds of agencies to attack you because they're so good have to constantly remind myself that I'm a good person. And not even that I'm a good person, because that's up for interpretation, and that depends on what mood you catch me in. My behavior might not be good, but I try to be a good person. I try to help everybody that I can. I've always been this type of person, and to have someone bullying me the way that they are, and it's been going on for so long, sometimes I just want to scream, fuck it! Take everything, just leave me alone. But I have to remember at the end of the day, there's children involved. And if I know
Beautiful, Angie.
just sit back and allow him to perpetrate those same behaviors and damaging things on my children. And I feel like he's managed to turn most of the Muslim community against me. I've become this devil, regardless of what facts or proof that I have. No one wants to even listen to my side of the story for the most part. And those that have listened to my side of the story, I've had several sheikhs involved. And it's always messy and ugly, but at the end of the day, they all realize that this man is never going to listen to any kind of advice that doesn't align with what he wants, period, whether it's Islamic advice or not. And so they decided to wash their hands of it. And so I have no choice but to go to a legal court system. And then here everybody goes, oh, she's running to the Taghut. She's running to the Taghut. Well, who am I supposed to run to when the Muslims do not help me, when the Muslims are shaming me, and the Muslims are jumping on his campaign and calling me a child kidnapper, a child abuser, and anything else that they can think of? It's very frustrating. So I'm telling you, if you are dealing with the narcissist, if you have dealt with the narcissist, do not expect when a relationship to be over that it's over. It's not. It's so much work that goes into it afterwards. I have older children that were in this 10-year marriage. I have older children that this man has physically fought. My kids they are so wary of Islam now, not only because they seen the behavior in our house, but because they saw how nobody gave a damn when it came to helping me. And so I'm now sitting here trying my best to hold on to my own Islam, because a narcissist will use your religion against you. There were times where I would be praying in the middle of my prayer, and he would stand behind me and say, Allah's not accepting your prayers. I don't know why you're praying. You're this wife, and just tear me down while I'm praying. This man has told me he's going to push me out of Islam. He's going to keep on going until I want nothing, no parts left of Islam. This is the type of narcissism and arrogance and bullying and harassment that I have had to dealt with. And it was even worse when I lived in the same house with him. But now it's like there's no end to it. He's not satisfied because he still can't control my life. And he's not satisfied with that. But dude, you have 11 children. 11. Why am I the only ones who kidnapped your children? Like, you have 11. How many baby mamas do you have? And I call them baby mamas, and no disrespect to them, but only for the fact that that's all you ever treated them as. You were never a father or a family man. But this is the type of things that I have to deal with. I guess because I put up with it for so long, and he was so used to me taking his shit and falling in line eventually, that he never figured I would take it this long and this far. And now it's personal. So you're never going to be done with the narcissist. You're never going to be done. And just hope and pray that if you are with a person that exhibits these tendencies, please get out before you have children with them. And if you already have children with them, get your children out and into therapy ASAP. Do you understand me? My kids are in therapy, and they have been in therapy. Okay? And it's very much needed. These parents are not healthy for them. Okay? My particular narcissist that I'm speaking of, I believe this person has a deep-seated hatred for women. Very deep-seated. I have seen this person treat every woman that he's coming to contact with the same way, including his mother. He's done everything but put his hands on his mother. And I've seen it with my own eyes. So this is not somebody that has any real love or respect or honor for women. This is someone that uses women for whatever benefit that they will bring him. And as soon as that's not the case no more, you know, he'll either abuse them and keep them around because they're useful, or he dumps them off to the side. I can't count how many so-called co-wives I've had throughout 10 years. But this man wants to now try to paint me as this promiscuous Muslim woman because I felt like it was appropriate for me to even get a muta with a brother to even conversate and speak on marriage. But because I'm trying to protect myself and protect my modesty, this man goes around and tells everyone in the community, oh, I'm hopping from brother to brother and bed to bed and this and that. And this is the type of stuff that I have to deal with in my everyday life, and why I've decided to make my circle even smaller. Because I have people looking at me side-eyed. I have sisters with their snooty asses turning up their nose, unfollowing me on social media, and they really have no damn clue on what's going on. But because they're listening to the rest of the misogynistic ass men in this community, they're so quick to not come to me and try to give me advice. Like, sister, you know, I've seen whatever, and, you know, can I please try to advise you on what's pleasing to Allah? No, these sedity ass sisters turn up their nose and unfollow me and go on about their business, because that's real sisterhood. And joining the right and forbidding the evil. But y'all so judgmental because you're thinking y'all lives is better. You better hope you never have a narcissistic man marry your daughter and get the shit beat out of her and get controlled and all of that the same way I had to go through, because y'all judge me so quickly because you see me get angry sometimes. I have every damn right to be angry with the things that I've gone through. Okay? It's perfectly fine for me to be angry. But everyone is quick to judge my anger. After I stayed silent for almost an entire year with this man slandering me in Florida, North Carolina, whatever state he can go to where he thought people knew me, he's going and slandering me. But the minute I get mad and clap back at his ass and say something, everybody want to turn up their nose at me like I'm just, she wasn't the bigger person. How about y'all hold these abusers to a different standard and make them be the bigger person? If I wasn't being harassed, I wouldn't have to go to these extremes. But this is what the Muslim community perpetrates to people. It's everybody. I'm sick of everyone. The people that enable these narcissists, their families. This narcissist mother, the one who's so concerned about how she's viewed in the community, will tell a woman after her son kicks her in the face and gives her 8 stitches, will tell her, you can't just give him things and then take it away. He's not a fucking toddler, okay? I'm sorry for cursing, but it's the truth. But this is what his family says to him when he does these kind of violent things. Do you think his family will go around and admit that they've seen him put his hands on multiple women? Do you think that this man's mother will admit that he's done destroyed her house, her property in her house multiple times, screamed in front of her face, spitting on her, and called her every kind of doggone name he can think of? This man has a deep-seated hatred for women, okay? And it shows in all of his relationships. Every woman around him is battered in some kind of way, okay? This person is so manipulative. He got women willing to throw away their whole career to help him oppress me. Do you understand me? So if anybody gives a damn about protecting women and giving them rights and getting rid of this misogynistic ass society that keeps their foot on our necks, then you need to, first of all, subscribe to this and keep listening, because I'm going to have a whole lot more, because I can't keep holding this stuff in. This is what I need to let this stuff out because it's very upsetting for me. And I would rather share my tears with y'all than to sit here and cry alone, because I know there's somebody out there that either knows someone that's gone through what I've gone through or is going through it right now. Okay? It's a long, hard road, sis. I'm telling you. The long road is hard. It's excruciating. You're going to cut yourself. You're going to fall. You're going to bleed. You're going to cry. You're going to want to give up. You're going to scream out why. You're going to do everything. Don't give up, because that's what they want you to do. That's what they want you to do. And I refuse to, because I know who I am. I might have forgotten for a while, and I'm still having trouble trying to remind myself of who I am. But I know who I am. And this is not the end of me. This is not the end of my story. This story is going to continue, and I hope to build a community of women, because these men are very good at having their own communities that protect them. And there's no hope for us. And we're left to run to non-Muslims, and then the whole Muslim community berates us. We're the worst, because we couldn't keep it in the Muslim community when the Muslim community doesn't give a shit about us. Let's keep it real. The Muslim community does not give a shit about women. Okay? They don't give a shit about women. Let's keep it all the way real. Because I know women that were supposedly from, families that were very respected. Very, very, very respected. And this man was beating his wife unconscious. Okay? So I know these women have no protection. I didn't have any protection. Okay? It wasn't until he felt like his foundation, his thing that he had going on was going to be threatened detrimentally, that he finally agreed to divorce me after years. Do you understand me? So, and now, this is just ridiculous. I'm still going through it. This is day one of my hearing, and I already had to sit here and take a minute and just sob with the lies, because I'm begging, Ya Allah, can I have justice? Can I have justice sometime in this life? With all the things that this man has done to me, the humiliation, the everything. Can I have some justice in this life? Can my kids have justice? So please pray for me, subscribe, share, keep your post notifications on so that you know when a new episode hit, because I don't even know if I can stick to a regular schedule before, like I was saying, on Saturdays, because I have so much going on, and it's just, sometimes it's hard for me to be able to sit down and do an episode, and a lot of times I'm trying to keep myself from getting emotional, and today I'm just all over the place. So you hear what you hear, because it's real. This is how I feel. This is my life. This is literally my life, okay? So keep joining me. You can send voice messages in to Anchor if you want to, share an opinion that you have on something that I've posted. If you want to share a story, whatever. You can also hit me up on Tears and Flowers on IG. Send me a DM, whatever you want to share. I'm trying to build a community, guys. I've been feeling so alone, especially for the past year, with people turning against me, and me just praying to God to keep me strong and keep me, secure, and me doing the right thing. And if at any point I'm not doing the right thing or my intentions are not good, to change my whole situation and make it right. So please follow, please listen, please share, please subscribe. It's going to be a whole lot more where this come from. And yeah, I still got my poetry reflection to do, but like I said, y'all hear me on this one. I've been so emotional the past couple of days, just even being so anxious and not being able to concentrate leading up to today's hearing. Okay, so I have every intention on putting out consistent, good things for you guys to vibe with, but please understand and bear with me that I'm still dealing with this narcissist. My healing journey literally is continuing as we speak. I'm continually doing shadow work constantly, because it's triggers everywhere. This man has made Islamic rituals a trigger for me, okay? Y'all don't understand how deep it goes, and I'm gonna go into that on another episode, because I want to speak about how these people use religion to, control people and abuse people, and how that in itself becomes a trigger for them later on, and it becomes hard for them to practice. Alhamdulillah, I've been able to hold on so far, even with my slips and falls. But yeah, we're gonna speak more on that later on another time. I appreciate you guys so much for listening, because this really started out as just a way for me to get my own thoughts out there, and the people that take the time out of their day to listen to it, I very much appreciate it. Also, before I get off of here, I wanted to let you guys know that I'm getting ready to officially launch my organic skincare line. It is called the Healing Muslima. Healing Muslima Official on IG. Go ahead and follow. We're getting ready to do an official drop soon. I have some good products, some very good organic skincare products that's good for, people that's having trouble with their skin and all of that. So look out for that, and I will see you guys again later. Thanks for listening to my little emotional ramble. Peace.